You're really bossy when you're ready. Guys, to Intuitive 717, I am back with another message here. I do have a reading for the Divine Feminine Collective, okay? Because I feel like the energy here, the message here is that you guys are calling your own shots. I feel like your Divine Masculines are, it just feels like the energy is hot, okay? I'm getting hot-tempered. They can't wait to see you. And it's kind of mixed in with this energy of like possession, right? Like they're trying their best not to smother the flame, because I feel like the flame is just going between you two, and they're trying their best not to smother it, okay? They're trying their best just to kind of let you do your thing, but it's difficult because watching you in your own power or calling your own shots, it's different. I feel like it's different for the Divine Masculines, okay? This cycle around to see you in this way. And another thing too I'm picking up on is like, he hates that he doesn't know who you're spending time with, or that you're not being as like forthcoming when it comes to like who you're spending time with, what your plans are, what it is you're doing. I feel like a lot of you have learned quite a bit from the Hermit energy and the Hanged Man energy. You're moving in a way that's more strategic and just very more reserved. And it's making you very mysterious. Okay, it's like the High Priestess. They feel like they really have to focus very hard on their thoughts, their mindset at this time, that you're not a player. Okay? For the first time in their life, okay? This whole time knowing you, I feel like this Divine Masculine's like, how the hell did the tables turn like that? Like, what do I feel myself sitting here trying to convince myself that she's not playing me? Oh, shit! Oh, okay, so I do feel like, yeah, that's just a message that's coming through for many of you, okay? You're turning the tables here. I feel like a lot of your Divine Masculines find themselves feeling like how they never thought that they would feel, which is just like a little bit possessive of you, and maybe wondering like, you know, who are you spending time with, and why are you being so quiet and mysterious and just not as talkative? And, you know, I feel like, you know, normally when you guys would communicate with your Divine Masculines in the past, I feel like you would just divulge information, you know, and maybe, I don't know what you guys have been through, but you know, maybe a bit of your hermiting and a bit of your solitude has taught you, you know, not everybody needs to know all your moves, right? And that's a good thing. Not everybody needs to know what you're doing all of the time. And a lot of you learned that through your hermiting because you either like deactivated your social media, you're just not on social media as much because nobody need to know the moves you're making, you know what I mean? Nobody need to know where you're doing, who you're with. And that's just how you guys are keeping it pushing. Your Divine Masculines are going a little insane over it. Okay, Divine Feminines, you are calling your own shots. He absolutely hates it that he does not know everything from A to Z with you. Okay? Let's start with your energy. What does he see when he sees you? Yeah, creating a new self. Because he's not used to this version of you just being so... I want to say, again, calling your own shots. Check si po yun si makeup ansing naman. And this card, originally, she doesn't have any bottoms on, but I kind of tried to draw like a see-through skirt for her. Because I really like the energy in this card. And I feel, too, like the significance of her having her bottoms off. It represents... just the freedom that many of you feel. Remember in the last video I talked about how a lot of you are starting to feel really comfortable in your own skin. That's part of his energy that you're feeling, okay? A lot of you, you're starting to feel like, oh my God, your body's on fire. It might specifically feel like your yoni area is like aching, or like that area down there is just like pulsing. Because it's you, like seeing you in this new energy, right? The message here says creating a new self. And when we put the 2 and 5 together, it boils down to a 7, which we all know is a beautiful number of confidence on the journey, right? Being seasoned, too experienced to be taken for a stroll, too experienced for someone to rock and roll. I'm too experienced to be taken for a ride. And I know it's not my foolish pride. I know. Some of you get bothered by the singing, but me not care. Yeah, you guys are definitely in charge, even like the mirror, just the significance of her standing in the mirror. It's a symbol of like all of the hard work that's being reflected back to you that you've done. Like you've spent the time doing the inner work to the point where, yeah, you damn right, you're calling your own shots. A lot of you are being blessed with abundance as well. Get comfortable with like money is what I'm hearing from many of you. And if you're not there yet, you're not hearing this message by accident, okay? Get ready to be serious about manifesting money, because for some of you, it's written in the stars. It is your destiny to live abundantly like empresses in this lifetime, because I'm hearing it's about the trials and tribulations that you've been through, and not just now, and not just months ago, not just years ago, ever since you were born, and even in past lifetimes. Many of you have very old and powerful souls, okay? And it keeps coming into incarnation because a lot of you don't mind paving the way. A lot of you don't mind breaking down generational curses. A lot of you don't mind taking hits while you're down, right? A lot of you take pride being in that phoenix rising from the ashes energy, A lot of you rise to the occasion. Like for me personally, I love when people F around and find out about me. I was like, this is exactly why God put me in this little petite package, because people like to fuck around when it comes to me. And then when they hear my mouth, when they hear this mouth, yeah, no, that's one thing I feel like you guys don't play around with, is like people are seeing a new version of you, okay? Your throat chakra as well is becoming a lot more clear. Many of you could feel, even with me, I've been getting a lot of issues too in the throat area. I know someone mentioned in the comments that there is like a collective of many of you on this journey who could be just experiencing things in your life that the journey has taught you, especially if you had to spend time in the Hanged Man and Hermit energy, which is like just being on your own and like feeling alone and just really feeling like down and out on your luck, right? I mean, you really had to go through the darkness. And I think what that taught many of you is that part of creating a new self is like death, right? And that's why the dark night of the soul feels like that. And that's why it feels so shitty and that no one can understand you. And it feels like you're just like being rejected in every like corner you turn, everywhere you turn, you're just being rejected. But, a lot of the times it's because, certain things don't belong in your vibration anymore, That's why it feels like you're being stripped naked of everything. And you do feel alone, because then everything that's familiar to you gets taken away, But if you guys can sit in that energy, which I feel like a lot of you who are resonating with this reading, that's why the vibration is so powerful this time around. That's why you're calling your own shots now, because you guys have been through the darkness, right? Nothing scares you. You're not afraid of anything anymore, and more so with the magician energy blessing you, you can create anything you want now. It's like, let anybody step in my way, they go no. Right? Let anybody come for me, they go find what they're looking for. So it's powerful. It's really powerful to see you guys in this energy, and they do want all of it, and that's what's bringing out this possessive kind of emperor energy in your divine masculine, because a mix of it too is just wanting to shield you now and wanting to protect you. But gaining your trust is going to be, I think, like a whole nother level of lessons and rising to the occasion for the divine masculines. Okay? Because you guys are in this place now, creating a new self. You're untouchable. It's been coming up in a lot of the readings here, divine feminines. Okay? Now, let's get back to this whole thing about they don't like the fact that they don't know who you're spending time with, okay? I'm going to get some cards out of the tarot of sexual magic, because I feel like it'll just bring up that dynamic between you two, okay? So let's see, what's the divine masculine's current energy? What is their current energy? Yeah, so the devil card, it represents that kind of possession I was talking about when it's mixed in with the emperor energy, okay? So, it is like an awakening. It's when the alarm ends up sounding, okay? That's how they know that this connection to them is significant. It means something. When they get into that protective energy of just like wanting you and you alone, they'll go after it. They'll do whatever it is they have to do to go after it. But I feel like right now the devil energy is representing that, watching you in this new self, creating a new self, feeling good in your own skin. They know, okay? They know that many of you can easily attract whatever it is you want into your life, okay? But the thing about this is, like, the way I see it is that you've incarnated here on this earth, Divine Feminine. He wants to be the only thing that you desire on this entire planet, okay? He wants to be the sexiest man on the planet in your eyes, okay? So this is a time where your Divine Masculines are restless with this devil energy, okay? Going through this darkness is a little bit, they're restless. They're like, damn, how did you deal with a lot of the darkness that you experienced on the journey? Some of the darker feelings that are coming up for them is that jealousy, is that possession. It's the feeling of like, they're trying so hard and treading very lightly because they don't want this like sensual, sexual, possessive energy. They're trying to control that. They're trying to balance it so that they can come towards you because they know that you're ready for it, right? You've walked through the darkness. So if the devil comes knocking at your door, you know, many of you are like, did you bring a gift? Did you bring something? No, what can you offer? Okay, you can come in if you brought something. What did you bring? Okay, because you're not afraid to either like question things. You know your value. You know your worth. You're not afraid to look at my fucking eyes, you know? So, I'm sorry for cursing, guys. I know it's not usually like me, but it's just, hey, blame it on this energy, okay? That's just kind of what it feels like though, right? With you guys calling your own shots. Maybe you're just like not afraid to, you know, really be yourself, because a lot of you know you've walked through the darkness. That is what being not afraid of is. You know, you're not afraid to call your own shots, and you're not afraid to call people on their shit, including your Divine Masculine. So it's like, it's a really nice energy for them because they love rising to the occasion, okay? And if you're in this like kind of bossed up energy where it's like, state your business, you know, then they like rising to the occasion. They want to be able to break your walls down. Okay, they want to be able to penetrate the walls that you've put up for yourself. They want to be the only ones that can be able to penetrate that wall. Okay, so they see you here calling your own shots. You've created a new self, and it's putting them into the devil energy here. So right now they're trying to balance it. Why are they trying to balance it? How do they want to come towards you? Because right now I'm telling you, I ain't hot temper. Someone's got a hot temper, start asking you a lot of questions, and you're like, hold on. Before you even asked me that, what makes you think you're privy to that information? You want to ask a big woman questions? What's wrong with you, babe? Hannah! That's that creating a new self here for a lot of you. Sorry, baby. I know. Shouldn't talk so loud while you're napping. I apologize, my little princess. I was just getting hyped up with the energy. She's like, I don't care. Just lower your tone. Okay, how do they want to come to you? How do they want to come to you? Okay, so we have the Sun card, and that's that balance here that I was referring to, which is true masculine energy with confidence, with ease. Okay, part of the Sun energy too is just kind of allowing you to be in this energy of calling your own shots and really feeling like, you know, you're in that space of you deserve to have people not know, right? You deserve to have that time and space and energy to not be reached, right? This is the Divine Feminines, you know, kind of, you're pulling your Divine Masculines into this place of like really truly respecting you so much to the point where they value you, they love you, they want to protect you. Many of them too may find that it's like lately, like they can't help but like do the honorable thing. Okay, lately they're just like, damn, I can't just come in and out anymore. Like I feel like I need to give more. Like I need to bring more to the table. They're naturally doing this because I feel like when you guys are in this space of creating your new self, whatever happened to you in like your hermiting and, you know, solitude and the hanged man energy, like hermit energy, hangman energy, whatever it did to you, Divine Feminine, this new self, oh my gosh, guys, like even her wearing the black without any bottoms on, it is just, it's incredible the kind of like chemistry and magnetic attraction that you like are bringing. Like many of you are scared to step out on the scene because you're like, she better hold on, she man tight in her. And it's not that a lot of you really want to give off that energy. It's just, gosh, you know, the universe is surely rewarding a lot of you for some of the hard work that you've been through. And I do feel like the reason I keep bringing up hermit and hanged man is because a lot of you guys spend time in hiding. You really, really, really just like soldiered through that celibacy energy. My tapas, you guys soldiered through. that celibacy energy, okay? So the universe is like, you damn right, you potent, and you damn right, let it hold on to the man tight, right? Because when you guys are stepping out from that kind of energy, like the purity, like you're cleansed, it's like you're in this new vibration of literally magician energy, creating anything you want. So you got this masculine here watching you, calling your own shots, okay? And they want to come right to you in the sun energy, okay? They want to come towards you lovingly, respectful, protective. They come bearing gifts, is what I hear. In its own time, in divine timing, they come bearing their own gifts. Okay? All right, let's close off this message and we'll find out. I'm going to stick with that theme of how they want to present themselves to you. Okay? How do they want to present themselves to you? I'm hearing making up for lost times. Okay? We have the Six of Cups energy here, and 6 in itself is about perseverance, okay? You've always had their heart with the 2 doves here, okay? You've always been a place of peace for this person, and your loyalty towards them is being rewarded with what it is they have coming towards you, which we know the Sun card. I mean, the most beautiful card in the deck. What more could you ask for, right? The 6 of Cups tells me that you've persevered. You've showed your loyalty to this person in some way, shape, or form. They've seen who it is you are. They watch the way that you move, right? Many of you, that hermit energy and that hangman energy that a lot of you guys went through, even right down to the celibacy, like, I mean, damn. Like, that's some big shit right there, right? Look at what's at the top of the deck here, right? You're no longer the smaller version of yourself. You're this big version of yourself. And many of you can look down at that past person that you were. Like, look at how the underdog made it. Now, many of you are my tapas. You're sitting on top, right? Best grade. The lower and the higher self. A lot of you have merged those two while you were sitting alone. And now that's what makes you untouchable. That's how you guys can call your own shots. And that's why they're so curious about who the hell is getting a dose of this behind the scenes. They don't want anybody to get a dose of it. You guys are bringing out this energy in them where they're just like hating the fact that they don't know. Okay, now they're going to come forward, but they know that in order to come forward, they got to be the best of the best of the best because they're dealing with some best grade and some top party, you know. So how you think he's going to try to come forward, you know what I mean? So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I have for this one. I think these are 2 really amazing cards that come up when it talks about you guys creating this new version of yourself. You're going to look back on who you were like a year ago, and you guys are going to be so immensely proud of like where it is you are. You're going to be so proud that you decided to let go of your divine masculines if they were operating in just energies that couldn't bring enough to the table, right? You deserve it, like command it, and they will pay attention, okay? Because don't get after man and thing. We don't do that here, no tapas, right? You leave that alone, right? So a lot of you are really going to be in a position of like, even if you do entertain anybody, it's going to be like, you know, we talking because I want us to be talking, bro. You know, like we interacting because I want us to be interacting. Okay? You're exclusive. Not a lot of people have access to your energy at this time. Okay? You're calling your own shots. Your divine masculine, they hate it. They're just like, oh my God, who is she spending time with? It's driving me insane. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys for this one. If you enjoy the juicy reads, don't be afraid to check out the membership section. There are extended 18+ readings there for you to enjoy. And if you guys would like a personal session with me, you can check out some of the links I have in my bio. I am on Wizio.com. I am on Hipsy.com. Join my community there. It's free to join. And once you have access to that platform, you guys can literally pick up the phone and call me. Check out my schedule, my availability. I am here if you guys need me, just to talk through some of the crazy stuff that ends up happening on this journey, okay? I love you guys. Take it easy. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.